yo. Yo, 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 yo. What's the deal? What is the deal? What is the deal? You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Let some of y'all get up in here real quick. Uh, Let some of y'all get up in here real quick. What's the deal? Make sure you hit that like button. Hey, y'all should be coming here excited. We on the night of, I guess would be Divisional round Eve. We right here. The Texans about to do something they ain't never been done for. Have the opportunity to do something that's never been done before in franchise history. And everybody's doubting us, which is superb actually. This is the best thing. It's the best thing. Don't rock with us now. You ain't been rocking with us none this season. Do not rock with us right now. Don't be rocking with us right now. You ain't rocking with us none these previous 18, 19 weeks of the season. Don't rock with us right now. Don't rock with us right now. What's the deal? What's good? What's good? What's good? Make sure you're hitting that like button when y'all come up in here. Make sure you're hitting the like button when you come up in here. Make sure you hit the like button when you come up in here. Make sure you do it. Make sure you hit the like button when you come up in here. Make sure you hit it now. Already. Chiefs fans cocky. Yeah. The thing is, they are the two-time defending champions. So Chief fans themselves, they deserve to be talking the type of trash they talking. They deserve it. They deserve it. They then won two. They won back-to-back championships. They on the road to potentially get a three-peat. They won two. Well, they won three. Was the last five Super Bowls? Because only two they didn't win is the one against Tampa they were in and lost, and then also the one when the Rams beat the Bengals. So out of the last five Super Bowls, they have been in four of them and have only lost one. I mean, and they've been four of the last five and won three of those. So they Chief fans themselves, like real, true Kansas City type Chief fans, they deserve give it to them. They deserve to talk all what they want to talk. Now the problem is, and the issue with that is are they going to be talking that same type of talk in 24 hours? In 24 hours from right now, 24 hours from right now, will Kansas City Chief fans still feel the exact same way that they feel right now in this moment? Only time will be able to tell. We won't know until that happens, but we gonna see exactly how KC fans are gonna be talking and rocking. You know what I'm saying? What they're gonna how they be rocking the next 24 hours. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about how they feel. I'm glad some of y'all jump up in here. Make sure that like button though. I see people jumped up in here. Like button need to go up. Make sure that like button. So I have a question. Just a question out there. I'm gonna ask one thing question. When did the divisional round of the NFL playoffs become the preseason? When did the divisional round of the NFL playoffs become just another game? Just, just another situation. Just another game, another situation, another, like I said, preseason game, a regular season game. Like, when did that happen? Because I missed it. I missed the notification when the divisional round doesn't matter. Like, I missed that notification. I've been watching football for the last 25, 30 years. I've missed the notification of that the divisional round of the NFL playoffs means absolutely nothing. It's just a grand. It means absolutely nothing because the way a lot of people have been talking about this game again, people picking Kansas City to win. I ain't tripping about that. Kansas City the favorite. I ain't tripping about that. They should be. People should pick Kansas City to win. Vegas should have the Kansas City Chiefs as the favorite. I have an issue. I do have an issue with this. That people acting like that the divisional round of an NFL playoff game is just a regular game. That it doesn't mean anything. Like, there's just like a foregone conclusion that Kansas City is going to be in the next round. I mean, if that's the case, why not just go ahead and pay the Texans? You know what I'm saying? You know, get your little playoff game check, get in a little playoff game check, and just go ahead and pencil in and not even pencil in, actually concrete stone right that the Chiefs host the AFC Championship game, and we just wait on the Bills in Baltimore to get there. Why are they not doing that? Why are they going through the motions of playing said game if this game doesn't mean anything? Because that's how a lot of people have been acting. And again, I feel like the only reason why they acting like that is because the Houston Texans are playing. Because again, they can sit up here and be like, no, it's not about the Texans, more so about the Chiefs and what they've been doing. Patrick Mahomes is always in the AFC Championship game. He's never not been in the AFC Championship game. One, so you're telling me that he's going to always be in the AFC Championship game for the rest of his career. So if he plays for 10 more years, the Chiefs will be in every AFC Championship game for the next 10 years. If that is the case, I don't care about Super Bowls anymore. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest player of all time. Period. Point blank. If he never in his whole career, and he plays 15 years, 20 years, and he never plays in anything less than the AFC Championship game, I don't care how many Super Bowl appearances he has or win. He's the greatest player of all time. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about none of that. Because Tom Brady, who has the most Super Bowl championships, don't even have that. Like Tom Brady, after he won the first Super Bowl back in 2001, y'all know in 2002 the Patriots didn't make the playoffs. Like we talk about those first three Super Bowls in the first 4 years of Tom Brady being the starter. Y'all know that the 1 year that they didn't win the Super Bowl, the Patriots didn't even make the playoffs that year. Look at that. The Patriots did not make the playoffs in 2002. They won Super Bowl and beat the Rams in 2001. They did not make the playoffs in 2002. 2003, they came in the NRG in Houston and beat Carolina, the Carolina Panthers. And then in 2004, they went out there and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So even Tom Brady, even the great Tom Brady, Patrick Edward Brady, did not go to all these. It wasn't guaranteed to go to an AFC Championship game. He's arguably the greatest football player of all time. So if that's the case for Patrick Mahomes, he's the greatest football player of all time, and I don't care about no Super Bowls or nothing. I don't care about no MVPs or nothing, all-time passing yards or nothing. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of it if he's in every AFC Championship game for the entirety of his career. So that's one thing that I just don't understand. So we just gonna just pencil him in for the AFC Championship game. All right, cool. But again, I feel like they're only doing this because of the Houston Texans. Again, remember the Houston Texans were the underdog a week ago against the Chargers at home. Y'all know if the Chargers would have won that game, and it would be the Chargers playing the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Again, KC would still be the favorite. Yes. People would still be picking KC to win. Yes. Majority of people would be picking KC to win. Yes. But the narrative would be different. It wouldn't be just guaranteed. It wouldn't just be guaranteed. Oh, they're going to the AFC Championship game, or this is a practice, or all of the bull that people have been saying, zero chance to win. All of the nonsense that's been going around spewing for the past week. They'll be talking about, I'm picking KC to win, but hey, don't forget. Remember, it took a missed field goal or a barely made field goal for Kansas City to beat the Chargers in Kansas City, and it took a questionable penalty against the Chargers in LA for the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Chargers in LA. So the Chargers know this team. They're in the same division as the team. They played this team close. All the other stuff that they will not gave up to give the Chargers a chance and opportunity. But yet the Texans, who when they played just a couple weeks ago, lost by only 8 points. And it was a close game. I mean, the Texans actually scored the game time touchdown, but Fairbairn missed the game, which should have been the game time extra point. But people forget about that. People don't bring up the game that happened just 2 weeks ago. They keep bringing up the 24-0 game 5 years ago. Like, you're not telling me about the game that just happened 4 weeks ago, like less than a month ago. That game was less than a month ago in Kansas City. This exact roster. You go tell me about a game that happened 5 years ago that the only players that was on that field that's going to be on the field on Sunday for the Texans is Larry Tunsil, and then your kicker Kymie Fairbairn and your long snapper John Weeks. Because the only other player that was on their roster too is Tyus Howard, and Tyus Howard didn't play that game. Tyus Howard didn't play in the divisional game in 2019 because Tyus Howard got hurt his rookie year. He missed like half of his rookie season. So the only three, that's it. Nobody else is on the team. Those are the only four players that were on that roster 5 years ago. Nobody from the coaching staff or anything. No, Eric Murray was on the team. We signed Eric Murray that offseason. After we signed Eric Murray, literally like after we lost that game, and we signed Eric Murray like 2 months later. So the Eric Murray was on the team. Like, no, like it's not the same team at all. Not the same team at all. But yeah, y'all bringing up 24-0, LaShawn McCoy. And you didn't even have a carry in that game, and you up here talking about yo, cause we was down and we looked at Pat, and Pat was like, I got y'all, and boom, we came back and won. Like, bro, I know you're technically on the team and you technically got like a ring, bro. You weren't on that team and you got a ring, cool. But I need you to stop acting like, you know what I'm saying, you actually did work on that Kansas City Chiefs team, or you did work on that Tampa Bay Buck team. Both those teams, you got some cheap Super Bowl rings. Like, you got some real cheap Super Bowl rings, bro. Again, hey, you are Eagles legend, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you a great Eagles player. I think you were on the all-decade team in the 2010s. Hey, you was phenomenal in Philadelphia. You did work in Buffalo, too. You was a Pro Bowl in Buffalo. I give you all that. Don't be talking about the Kansas City and the Tampa Bay teams like you was really on there for real. Like, you was on there just like I was on there, bro. Like, the only difference is that you really do got hardware. You actually got hardware. But hey, bro, like, David Carr is technically a Super Bowl champion, and he was the backup for the New York Giants. He don't be talking about, when we won the Super Bowl with when we went up and beat the Patriots. He don't be talking about like that. And he was literally the backup. You were the fourth-string running back, bro. Like, you the fourth-string running back. At least David Carr, if something would happen to Eli, David Carr could get up in there and play. Bro, you was the fourth-string running back, bro. Pipe down, calm down, chill out. Pipe down, calm down, chill out. And my bad, Chris. Hey, shout out that boy Chris for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. I guess he's trying to say Mixon because he says Nixon because ain't no Nixon. I don't think there's no Nixon on any team. Been on the injured list twice. Will he play? If he does, he might just be at 50% power, almost the same receiving core in the playoffs as last year. You absolutely right. One, it is Mixon fine. Mixon's okay. Don't worry about Mixon. Mixon gonna play. He gonna be all right. But when you talk about the receiving core, yeah, it is the exact same. We're basically the same team as last year. We're in the same spot, and I'm gonna talk about that too. We're kind of pretty much in the same spot that we was in last year. And I say, shout out that boy Chris once again for super chat love. How you feel about Bobby getting head coaching interviews with the Jets? Shout out Chris for the super chat love. I think they're going through the motions. I'm actually, I ain't gonna lie, I'm surprised that Bobby got some head coaching interviews. Honestly, I really am. I'm surprised that Bobby got head coaching interviews. But what's been told to me is that basically he was already on their list if they would have made a move last year. So they're basically just going through, the motions of going through what they, their process, which I guess is cool. I hope Bobby gets the job. I mean, because I think that's one of the things to improve the team upon next year. I don't think Bobby's going to be the offensive coordinator for the Texans next year if he gets a job or if he doesn't get a job. I think it's just easier for the Texans if he gets a job, but I don't think he's going to get a job because I don't think anybody will hire Bobby. I've been wrong before. I'll be happily surprised if he does get a job. I don't think he gets a head coach job. I think if anything, it might be a mutual parting of the ways. That way, like D'Amico doesn't really have to fire him. But I don't think that Bobby gets a job anywhere. But I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he gets. He don't even have to get a head coach job. He can get another OC job. We'll let him have a lateral movement. I don't care about that. Like, he can have a lateral movement for all I care. I just don't think that Bobby Slowick needs to be the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans going forward, and I don't believe he will be. But shout out that boy Chris for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. But so like I just said, like this. I was just wondering why it just seems so not just even disrespect for the Texans, but just disrespect in general for the divisional round of the playoffs. Like forget disrespect for the Houston Texans. This is disrespect for the divisional round in general. Like this is just division round in general disrespect. Like the act like the like. I mean, kid, don't get me wrong. We're talking about we're talking about somebody and Patrick Mahomes that has been phenomenal in the division round. I mean, he's played in 6 divisional round games. He's 6-0 in the divisional round. His completion percentage in the divisional round, he completes 70.4% in the division round. Has 13 touchdowns, no interceptions. Has 3 rushing touchdowns, no lost fumbles. Has a quarterback rating of 115.8. Let me repeat that. He's been in 6 divisional round games. He's 6-0. He has a completion percentage of 70.4% in the divisional round. He's thrown 13 touchdowns, never thrown an interception. He's had 3 rushing touchdowns, never lost a fumble. He has a quarterback rating of 115.8. He's never turned the ball over in the divisional round. Never lost a divisional round game, never turned the ball over. And had 16 total touchdowns, 13 passing, 3 rushing. So he's been phenomenal in the division round. Don't get it twisted. He's been phenomenal in the divisional round. Again, also one of these divisional round games, he was down to Houston Texans 24-0, was able to win that game 51-31. So play phenomenal in the playoffs. And again, we're witnessing one of the best quarterbacks to ever play football. Never not said that. And we're witnessing a historic great run. This run already, as it stands right now, has already been historic. It's already an incredible run. But even saying all that, to act like that is just automatic, he's going to get to the AFC Championship game is extremely disrespectful to the NFL playoffs and the divisional round. We seen Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots, then turn around and go into Baltimore and beat the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens MVP Lamar Jackson. And what they do, they end up losing the AFC Championship game to Patrick Mahomes, and that's actually Patrick Mahomes' first ever Super Bowl is that run. He didn't have to go against New England. He didn't have to go against Baltimore. He played Deshaun Watson, the Houston Texans, and turned around and played Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. We seen the New York Jets lose 45-3 in the regular season and then go up to Foxborough and beat. This was the Patriots. This was Randy Moss on the Patriots. This is when the Patriots were putting out a whole bunch of numbers, Wes Welker and all this other type of stuff. And they went inside Foxborough and beat them 21-20. Or 24-20, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 24-20. That's the Bernard Scar, the Bar Scar, was it Barnett Scar? Whatever his boy name is, linebacker. The can't wait game. Whatever that linebacker name is, be on ESPN. Can't pronounce his name right. It's all good. That's that. I can't wait. Talking about see you in Pittsburgh, and he can't wait. That's that game. They lost they lost to that team 2 months prior, 45-3. But people say that there's zero chance. People say that there's zero chance for the Texans to win this game. You got people like Stephen A. Bar Scott, appreciate you. Bar Scott, appreciate you. Bar Scott. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Bar Scott, you're exactly right. I knew I was butchering his name. Hey, it is what it is. I butchered his name. So what? But people up here talking like Stephen A. talking about there's zero chance. You got people like Nick Wright saying this is a practice. You got people like Shea McCoy when they're talking about the Texans defense and what the Texans defense could do. You got him turning around like, we talking about Pat. We talking about Pat, y'all. Like y'all gonna sit up and really think that Pat worried about the Texans? Like he worried about the Texans. He worried about the Texans. Yeah, they might got some players over there. Like, okay, yeah, they got some players over there, but he gonna be worried about the Texans? This is Patrick Mahomes we're talking about here. He had this Texan team had him down 24-0. And you know what he did? He said, I got them. I got them. I got them. I got y'all. And we like, all right, Pat, you got us, bro. And when he go out there and slice them and dice them. Put up 51 points on the boards. Like, that's what he did to that Texan team. That's what he did to that Texan team. And you think that he gonna worry about the Texans? You got people saying stuff like that. Bruh, like I just said earlier, that was 5 years ago. Completely different team, different coaches, different general manager. Technically a different owner, because technically Cal ain't owned the team then. Cal just started owning the team this season. Like, this is actually Cal's first year of officially owning the Texans. So technically, it was a different owner. Technically it's a different owner, different general manager, different head coach, different coaching staff, and different players outside of 4. And 2 of them are special team players, and your kicker and your long snapper, and then the other one was a rookie who didn't even play on that game. So, and actually, a couple of those Texans that play in the Texans as a Texan are now currently Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah. So, just don't understand why you got to bring up that instead of just bringing up a game that happened just 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Like, that just happened. Like, it was this team here played that team there in that stadium there 3 weeks ago. Bring that game up. Let's talk about that game. We can talk about that game. That game makes more sense to talk about versus the game that happened 5 years ago. But they want to talk about that because they want to bring up embarrassing moments. I see the NFL, before I even got on live, the NFL Network or NFL page in general, put out the full, complete game of that playoff game back in 2019, the 24-0 game. They have the entire game, not just highlights, not just, like, again, them highlights been on there since that game. Like, that, them highlights been on there. They got the entire game, the entire 3-hour game is on YouTube right now. They just put that game on YouTube about 2 hours ago. So you after the live stream, if you want to subject yourself to that, go and check it out. Yeah, they just put that game on YouTube 2 hours ago. Like, why are y'all talking about this game that happened 5 years ago? I get it. It's a Texan Chiefs playoff game. I get it. It's the last time the Texans went to Arrowhead in the postseason. I understand that. But these two teams just played 3 weeks ago. The exact teams. Because that's not even the same Chiefs team. Ain't no Tyreek Hill on that team. Ain't no Tyreek Hill playing right now. Ain't no it's not the same football team. It's not Travis Kelce's not the same player. Like, this Chiefs offense ain't been cooking like that. Y'all know that this Kansas City Chiefs offense is the only offense in the NFL that has not on offense, the only team. This Kansas City Chiefs team, that's the number 1 seed, is the only team in the NFL. And there's 32 teams. That means there's 31 other teams that have yet to score 30 points. They have yet to score 30 points all season long. The Texans, we just did last week. But we also did it a couple times in the regular season. Again, it might have been against the Patriots. It might have been against Dallas. That's all right. Good. Y'all gonna act like the Chiefs ain't played no trash teams this year? Like, didn't the Chiefs play against Carolina? Ain't Oakland or the Raiders in their division? They see them twice. Like, we not gonna sit up here and act like they ain't played no trash teams all year. And again, they might have the best record. We all know that the Lions are the best because the Lions look like the best team all year long. From start to finish, the Lions have looked like the best football team in the NFL this year. The Kansas City Chiefs at no point of this season look like the best team. In no point in this season, the Kansas City Chiefs look like the best team. They have the best record in the AFC. And again, Pat only lost 1 game in the regular season, and then another game they lost with their backups with Carson Wentz being the starting quarterback when they lost to Denver the last game of the season when they didn't play their starters. So yes, from a record standpoint, yes, they have the best record of the regular season. But we all know that they won games by a missed field goal here, a barely made field goal there, a questionable call here. Somebody did something over here, likely scored a touchdown, but his left toe touched out of bounds as the foot was coming down at the same time. All these type of things that gave the Chiefs the best record in the NFL. But we all know that when you watch the game and how you felt that the Chiefs did not look like the best team this season, that's the reason why you don't want to bring up the game that happened just a couple of weeks ago. You want to talk about a game that happened 5 years ago when neither team, honestly, is the same outside of Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Other than that, that Chiefs team ain't the same Chiefs team, and this Texas team dang sure ain't the same Texas team. So there's no reason to keep bringing this up. And I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. Cause see some of y'all some more jumped up in here. Make sure you hit the like button, cause the like button ain't going up. You know, more of y'all jumped up in here, but the like button ain't going up. Make sure you hit the like button. Really, really appreciate that. I need y'all to do me a favor. Like this is real talk, square business. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little bit closer. Let me look y'all in the eye, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something from I for real. This is real talk, square business. Real talk, square business. Tomorrow, after the game is over, if the Houston Texans go into Kansas City and defeat Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, do not, and I repeat, do not mention and go in the mentions of a Nick Wright or Stephen A. Smith. Don't. The reason why is because you'll be giving them exactly what they want. They want to recreate the whole Rex Ryan wheel. See, what Rex Ryan was doing last week when he was talking about bye week and all the other stuff, that's how Rex Ryan really, truly felt. Like, Rex Ryan really, truly felt that it was a bye week for the Los Angeles Chargers. He really felt like this was going to be an easy pass and all that type of stuff like that. Rex Ryan, he ain't worried about mentions and stuff like that. He not worried about none of that type of stuff. He was just talking how he fit. He was being very authentic. When it comes to Nick Wright, and when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, both of those guys are putting on bits. Now, do they believe the Kansas City going to win the game? Yeah, they absolutely believe Kansas City going to win the game. They believe that the Chiefs are a better team than the Texans, and they actually believe that Kansas City is going to win the game. That's all cool. I'm not tripping with that. But them say, like Nick saying this is a bye week, this is the last practice. I'm not going to say bye week. So instead of saying bye week, I'm going to use another disrespectful word so it won't look like I'm copying Rex Ryan. I'm not gonna say bye week. I'm gonna say practice, so it don't look like I'm copying him. It's the last practice. This is the last practice before the real season starts because the Chiefs they're different than other teams. The Chiefs play in a 2-season league, a two game league. A two game season league where the only games that matter is the AFC Championship game and Super Bowl. So either you go 3-0, you win the championship, or 2-0 rather. You go 2-0, you win the championship. You go 1-1, you lose the Super Bowl, or you go 0-1 and you lose an AFC Championship game. Because that's it. Like that's it. Like just some bull. All this season, like all these other games, was all practices to get to the AFC Championship game, and this is the last practice. That's bull. Because like I said earlier, if this was any other team playing, you wouldn't be saying that. If this was the Ravens in this game, if this was the Bills in this game, if this was the Bengals in this game, if it was the Chargers, if it was any other team in this game outside of the Houston Texans or any other team for the AFC South, matter of fact, they would not be saying those same sentiments. And the same thing with Stephen A. I give them zero chance. Like he keeps, and every time he puts it on, he keeps on put zero chance. I give them zero chance. I give them. He keeps on putting it on, like putting all the extra jelly on the toast, trying to tell you there's zero chance. They're doing that. So if the Texans, because it's a win-win situation for them, because the Texans go out there and lose against the Chiefs, go out there and win, they come out there beating on their chest like they the smartest people in the room. I told y'all, was I ever worried about that game? No, I was never worried about the game. Y'all was up here talking about that they had a chance. I told you it was zero chance. Why are you doing all that talking? That's why I'm sitting up here looking like I was looking, had my feet kicked up like this. Because I knew they had zero chance. I already knew they had zero chance. I told y'all it was practice. This game right there was practice. The real season starts right now. Right now, the real season starts versus either the Ravens or the Bills. The real season starts right now. That game was just a practice. And I told y'all, and they wanted to improve me right that it was a practice. That's if the Chiefs go out there and win. But if the Texans go out there and win, see what's gonna happen. Texan fans gonna flood their mentions. We're gonna tag them in all the type of posts and stuff like that. Oh, I thought it was a practice. Oh, I thought it was zero chance. And you know what that does? That dries up the engagement. It makes them look like they're popular. Because Texan fans, we're gonna come in droves. We're gonna come in and we're gonna come in by the thousands, by the dozens, by the millions, coming for them, charging at them, talking about how stupid that they sounded all week long, and all that is engagement for them. And you know what that's gonna do? Because Steven, they got YouTube and what you call it, with Nick Rice active on Twitter, all these type of things. All this engagement showing up, all this engagement, people watching their shows, and now we're gonna tune in. We're gonna tune in the first take and see what Stephen A. got to say now. We're gonna tune in the first things first and see what you call got now. We're gonna comment their YouTube page. We're gonna comment ESPN YouTube. We're gonna do all this type of stuff. Those numbers gonna generate. You know what they're gonna do when it's time to negotiate contracts? They're gonna go to their bosses at ESPN, go to their bosses at Fox, and show them all the engagement and show them how the numbers is rising, making them look like it's popular. You think ESPN or Fox care if those numbers are generated by hate or by love? They don't give a damn about that. They just see the numbers are going up. They just see that they're being popular. They see they're being viewed. That's all they care about. Oh, here you go, Stephen. Here's some more money. Here you go, Nick. Right here's some more money. And that's how you get these clowns on TV all the time. It's because people either love them or they love to hate them. Either way it go, people are watching. And as long as people watching, the numbers is going up. And as long as the numbers going up, they're going to stay on TV. The biggest way to shut them up is to not give them any type of engagement at all and make them look irrelevant. Because when they start looking irrelevant, that's when the views and everything's going down, and you start seeing them less and less and less and less and less until you don't see them anymore. That's what that happens. So it's a win-win situation for them. It really is. It's a complete win-win situation for them. That's what they want. And that's the reason why they're trying to do the whole Rex Ryan thing, because they're seeing how all the stuff that Rex was getting, and Rex don't even care about none of that. They're like, well, I want a piece of that pie too. I want a piece of that pie too. They know how the game go. Hey, shout out to that boy Chris for the super chat. Love, definitely appreciate that. Rex said he used that for motivation. And I think that was a little bit overblown too, because one, Rex is not the first person to ever say the Texans was a bye week for somebody. I remember back in 2012 when the Texans beat the Bengals in the first round of the playoffs, and we went up to Foxborough, and like it was a beat writer, reporter for the New England Patriots wrote in an article in the newspaper saying that the Patriots have been the first team in NFL history to actually go out there and earn back-to-back bye weeks and have 2 bye weeks. And you know what happened? They brought him on the radio in Houston. They was talking to him, all these different type of things. You know what happened? The Texans went to Foxborough and lost. No one talked about any type of motivation, anything like that. It's only motivation when you win, and you could be talking about, wait, what happened to that bye week? What happened to that practice? What happened to that zero chance? But if you lose, no one talks about it. It was only motivation if you win. Either something motivates you or it doesn't. So I think that it being motivation is more so is like, because when you're wrong, we can come back at you and be like, see, I told you. What happened to all that? What happened to all that yin yang you was talking? What happened to all that trash you was talking? You was talking cash money? You was talking cash money all week. Now what's up? So it's more so of that than anything. But hey, shout out that boy Chris for the super chat. Love, definitely appreciate that. So, but I'll do like this. I keep on referencing the game because nobody else want to reference it. So let me reference it. The game that happened just a couple weeks ago in Kansas City. So the Chiefs defeated the Houston Texans 27-19. This was the numbers of that game. CJ was 23 of 39 for 59 completion percentage, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Was sacked only twice. And I'm gonna talk about those sacks because one of them was his fault, and the other one was at the very end of the game. Joe Mixon carried the ball 14 times for 57 yards, averaged at 4.1 yards a carry. Tank Dell, while he was in the game, was targeted 7 times, had 6 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. Nico Collins was targeted 10 times, had 7 catches for 60 yards. Dalton Schultz was targeted 8 times, had 5 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes in that game was 28 of 41 for 68.3 completion percentage with 260 yards, had 1 passing touchdown, and also had 1 rushing touchdown. Only was sacked 1 time in the game. Kareem Hunt carried the ball 11 times, had 55 yards and a touchdown. Xavier Worthy was targeted 11 times, had 7 catches for 65 yards and touchdowns. P-Line was targeted 3 times, had 3 catches for 50 yards. 35 came on their last drive, but basically sealed the deal and sealed the game. Make sure they was able to take a knee like that. That was the play that actually ended the game. Hollywood Brown was targeted 8 times, had 5 catches for 45 yards, and Hopkins was targeted 4 times, had 4 catches for 37 yards. Now, I want to bring this up because this is very important. That game at the 11-minute and 48-second mark in the third quarter, CJ throws the potential game time touchdown to Tank Dell. That's the play when Tank Dell messes up his knee. It was at that time, it was 17-10. CJ throws that touchdown, makes it 17-16. Fairbairn, we have the whole the layoff because everybody was wondering what's going on with Tank and stuff like that. Fairbairn goes out there, he misses the extra point. So now it's a 1-point game. The Chiefs were up by 7. Now they're only up by 1 point. The Chiefs go out there. The Chiefs go out there that next drive and immediately get a 3 and out, and the Texans immediately get the football right back, only down by a point in the third quarter. Again, beginning of the third quarter, midway through the third quarter by this time. And the Texan team was a completely different team. Like from the moment of Tank scoring potentially the game, potential time touchdown to after he gets hurt, the Texan team was a completely different team. The Chiefs go out there, they end up scoring a touchdown with Xavier Worthy. Actually, this is when Xavier Worthy scores his touchdown in the third. He scores it with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter to put him up 24-16, and the Chiefs never looked back after that. Like I said, the Texans end up getting into the field goal range in the fourth quarter. This is when CJ takes the first sack of the game. He's bailing out of the pocket. The defender's coming, and instead of throwing and get rid of the ball, he runs out of bounds. He's trying, instead of getting rid of the football, he had enough time to throw. He got out of the pocket, out of the tackle box. All he needed to do was get to the line of scrimmage. He could throw it into the stands, and it wouldn't be an intentional grounding. But I think because of the whole issue and situation with Tank Dell, it costs his team 5 yards because he goes out of bounds. So it's credited as anytime a quarterback gets hit behind the line of scrimmage or is the ball goes behind the line of scrimmage, it gets credited as a sack. So he goes out of bounds. It's credited as a sack. The nearest defender gets credited for said sack. Loss of 5 yards. Then 2 plays later, we're not able to convert to get first down. Fairbairn goes out there and gets a field goal, makes it 19-27, and that's basically the ball game. Then on the last actual drive for the Texans, CJ actually gets a realistic sack where the rush comes, he's able to get sacked. But the game, like I said, for the majority of the game, the Texans were in, especially Tank Dell. Like Tank Dell was getting everything that he wanted in that game. He was going out there completely demolishing and getting everything that he wanted in said game. But it didn't work out like that. Obviously, he gets hurt, and we weren't able to capitalize on those things, even though CJ, for the most part, even though CJ threw 2 interceptions, CJ actually was playing well in that game. One interception, the first one he was trying to throw to Nico, he overthrew Nico. That was a bad one. But the second interception was because of the rush, and he was just trying to get rid of the football. And that one, I think more so, because remember, like 2 plays earlier, we actually got a first down, and it got called back because they gave that phantom pass interference call on Tank Dell when Tank Dell didn't even touch the defender. It put us behind where we wasn't able to even be in field goal range, and just a lot of things. And then CJ's just trying to dump it. I think CJ's just trying to get rid of the football, and he throws it up, but it's still in the lane to play. And McDuffie's able to get his second career interception. Actually, at that point, that was his second career interception when he caught the interception right there. So you have that right there. You look at this game, the Chiefs, did not do anything dominant in that game. They really didn't. If you really look at it, the Chiefs really didn't do anything dominant in that game. Uh, like I said, Pat was able to use his legs a little bit, but I mean, you look at it, it wasn't really like he was going out there just balling. Because again, the Kansas City Chiefs this year, especially offensively, have not really been doing a lot. And their Achilles heel this season is their tackles. Well, the Texans have two pass rushers on the edges that both have double-digit sacks. And we're gonna sit up here and we're gonna talk about like we're just gonna just gloss over the fact of that. We're gonna gloss over the fact that Kansas City doesn't have this is not the same Kansas City offense that we seen win the last three Super Bowls and been to four out of the last five Super Bowls. We're not gonna talk about it. This is not the same. Again, the Kansas City offense took a dip last year. It took an even bigger dip this year. And we're gonna sit up here. We're gonna talk about these pass rushers against these tackles right here. Like, oh, this is a practice for the Kansas City Chiefs that they have zero chance to win. Again, you pick Kansas City to win. I get it. Patrick Mahomes, two-time league MVP, three-time Super Bowl champion, three-time Super Bowl MVP, the back-to-back defending Super Bowl champion. They're the two-time defending Super Bowl champions in their place in Arrowhead. I understand them being the favorites. I think they're an 8.5-point favorite, if I'm not mistaken, right now. I understand that. But to sit here and say that this is a practice for them and sit up and say a team has zero chance when their weakness of their whole team is their two tackles. And the Texans have two edge rushers coming off the edges that go one-on-one with the tackles. Both have double-digit sacks. Not to mention, ain't no Tyreek Hill on this team. You have a rookie Xavier Worthy that's played decent. This should be like play okay, but nothing to the level of a Brian Thomas or Malik Neighbors. Nothing of those level. Those rookies have been playing outstanding from the receiver position. And you're talking about both of them. Neither one of them got a quarterback. Neither one of them have a legit. You got Patrick Mahomes, and Xavier Worthy ain't look like neither one of those receivers. Hollywood Brown, I think Hollywood Brown first game was that game against us. And then Hopkins, come on. Hopkins' best years was in Houston. He had one good year at Arizona, his first year in Arizona, and then since then, it's been since that. Like, come on. And those receivers have to be guarded by rookie Kamari Lassiter that doesn't look like a rookie, and Pro Bowl, All Pro Derek Stingley Jr., who both of these guys, both had an interception a week ago in the playoffs, and Stingley had two. We're talking about two guys who this season, and this is including the playoffs as well, Kamari Lassiter, throwing his direction, has given up a 42.9 completion percentage thrown to him. Derek Stingley, a 43 completion percentage thrown to him. Do you know that since week 8, Derek Stingley, all pro Sting, thrown in his direction, has a passer rating thrown against him at 27.99. I mean, 0.9, sorry. 27.9 thrown in his direction. A passer rating of 27.9. It has over 60 attempts thrown in his direction. So he's been targeted 60 times since week 8. And this including the playoffs as well. 60 times since week 8. It has a passer rating allowed against him at 27.9. For context, to give some context, if all 60 times was an incompletion, just the ball was just knocked down incompletion, it will garner a passer rating of 39.6. Let me reiterate that. He's been targeted 60 times and has given up a passer rating of 27.9. If you just have 60 straight incompletions, that's a passer rating of 39.6. So the passer rating that he's allowing is less than if all the passes thrown in his direction were just simple straight incompletions. And I bet you're wondering, well, how's that the case then? Well, how's it a lesser passer rating? Because of the interceptions. Because the passer rating goes down even further when you get interceptions. And he in that stretch he has he has six. I'm sorry. In that stretch he has six interceptions. Two last week, and then the other four in the regular season. Because he had five total in the regular season, but one of his interceptions came before week 8. This is from week 8. Week 8 is that the second Indianapolis game. So from the second Indianapolis game until last week, he's given up a passer rating of 27.9 and has been targeted 60 times. Has has six interceptions in that time period. And again, if it was just straight incompletions, it would be a passer rating of 39.6. But he's doing more than 12% more. I mean, a 12 rating, a 12 lesser rating than if the pass was just incomplete. That's because he has six interceptions to help make that passer rating go down even further. And we're talking about, again, a quarterback, played in this game 6 times already, undefeated, has a completion percentage over 70%, has a rating of 115, has 13 touchdowns, never thrown an interception, never turned the football over, never had a fumble. He has 13 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 0 fumble. So that gives you 16 total touchdowns and 0 total turnovers. That has what happened. That's what's happened in the last 6 years with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs playing in this round of the game. But let's be honest. He has not played a team like this defensively. He has not played a defensive team like this. Let's keep it all the way a buck and a quarter. Like, he hasn't played a team like this defensively. I mean, last year he played the Bills in the divisional round. And again, that's a team that's generated on their quarterback with Josh Allen. He's played Josh Allen in the divisional round back, I think it was 2021. He's played. Has he played Tennessee in the divisional round? He's played Cleveland. He's played Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns in the divisional round. He's played who else has he played? He's played Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence in the divisional round. Who else has he played? He's played the Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson in the divisional round. Like, he has. Yeah, but that Ravens team was in the A. I'm talking about divisional round specifically. That Ravens team he played was in the AFC Championship game. That Ravens team was in the AFC Championship game, and we could kind of debate if that Ravens defense is better than the Texans defense of this year. I mean, well, they did get to the quarterback a lot last year. They did. But again, like I said, that was in the divisional round. Last year he played the Bills in the divisional round because he beat Miami in the first, and he beat Miami in the wild card round. That was the first time he had played in the wild card round. He beat Miami in the wild card round. Then after that, he beat Josh Allen in the divisional round, and then beat in the AFC Championship game. The Ravens in the AFC Championship game. Actually, is that the first time? I'm trying to think. Is it actually? That might not. No, it's not the first time. He played in the wild card round before. He played against Pittsburgh in the wild card round. Never mind. Forgot he did play against Pittsburgh in the wild card round back in what year was that? It was the Tennessee won the. It was Tennessee had won the number 1 seed. So that 2021. So yeah, he did play. He played Pittsburgh in the wild card round. I forgot about that. So last year won his wild card game. Last year was just the first time he had to go on the road because he's never played a road playoff game before last year. Again, he won't play one this year because they have number 1 seed, so he won't play a road playoff game in this season either. But again, has never turned the football over in the divisional rounds, never lost in the divisional round, and he's going to be up against the secondary again. Cornerbacks, they just last week had 3 against a guy who's only thrown 3 interceptions all year long. This past season, he threw 4 and threw one to one to Kamar Lassiter and threw another 2 to Derek Stingley. We're talking about Derek Stingley, who got 5 interceptions on the year. We're talking about Kamar Lassiter, who got 3 interceptions on the year. So both of these guys got 8 interceptions coming into the season, and then in the playoffs already have 3. So these guys collectively had 8 interceptions in the regular season and have already in one playoff game have 3 already. So we're talking about guys who know what they're doing, and we're talking about guys who get their hands on the football. Again, I'm not saying that Mahomes is going to go out there and throw 5 interceptions. I do think Mahomes is going to turn the football over. I do think he will have a turnover. I don't care about him never having a turnover before. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That sounds cute. That's all cool and all, but I do think that he will have a turnover in this game. So before I get, because I have yet to talk about what's going to happen in the game, I do want to before I get to talk about what I feel like is going to happen in the game. I do want to talk about what's going to happen in the other games. So after the Texans and the Chiefs play, the next game on tomorrow is Detroit Lions host the Washington Commanders. Um, I'll, this is another thing I feel like is very weird. Like everybody talking about like it's the Texans have 0 chance to beat Kansas City, but Washington, with a rookie quarterback, have a better chance to beat the number 1 seed Detroit Lions. And like I said, I get you saying that Kansas City gonna win the game. I have no problem with that. But the problem I have is like the 0 chance that we have 0 chance, but Washington has somewhat of a chance. And I'm like, at least the Lions have played the best football. The Lions have looked like the best football team all year. Like very rarely have the Lions not looked like a good football team. Like the Lions have looked like the best football team from start to finish this season. Yes, they've lost a game here and there, but they've looked like the best football team from start to finish all season long. Like they feel the Lions should be disrespected too. They really should because they've been the best football team all season long, and they're going up against a rookie. Like I mean, even though C.J. Stroud is a young player, a young player in the second year, he's not a rookie. Like he's played twice. He's played 2 seasons. He has 2 playoff wins already. He's played in 2 different plays. He's played. This will be his 4th playoff game. This will be McDaniel's. Jalen. I say McDaniel. Jalen. This is Jalen Daniels' 2nd playoff game. Even if Jalen Daniels wins this playoff game and the Texans lose, the next game will only be his 3rd. CJ's already played in 4. Like so, the sit and be like, "This is like it's automatic or not automatic. This is 0 chance for one team, but hey, this team got a chance. It doesn't make any sense when again the Lions have been the best football team all year long. We can't say that for Kansas City. Kansas City has not been the best football team this season. Like I said, for the most part, we too busy looking at Kansas City like they barely win the game. Like I don't know, like they pulled it out, but they needed this, they needed that, they needed this, they needed that, they needed that. They needed all these different things to pull out the win. So we gonna sit up here and act like that? Don't make no sense to me. Anyway, I actually think that this is going to be the biggest score spread of the playoff weekend. I got Detroit winning 31-17. I think Detroit Lions are the best team in football, and I felt like Detroit Lions have been the best team in football all year long. Like ever since like week like 4 or 5, I'm like, man, the Lions the best team in the NFL. Like this team has been the best team in football. They might have some up and downs. Jared Goff might throw 5 interceptions against Houston Texans on Sunday Night Football. But I do think like the Detroit Lions have been the best team in football. Yes, I know the Kansas City technically lost 2 games, but they starters have only lost 1. I understand that. But go look at those games. Again, I told you, we're talking about a team that has yet to score 30 points all season long, and all their games are 1 possession. They played the Raiders twice and only beat the Raiders by 2 points. The Raiders are one of the worst teams in football. They're looking for a quarterback. They're looking for a head coach. And they've only beaten them by 2 points collectively. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, we had the Lions on the ropes. We're a playoff team. We got 10 wins. When people say stuff like that, yes, I know we had the Lions on the ropes. We're a playoff team. We had Kansas City on the ropes. We was only down by a point when we lost one of our best players in Tank Dell. And again, we're not gonna sit there and act like the dynamic of the team, the mood of the team didn't change. You got CJ on there crying like the way he was crying. We're not gonna sit there and act like that team was different. That team played differently after that Tank Dell injury. But again, all this, we're a good football team, y'all. You could say it. You might not think we're gonna win the championship. You might not think we're gonna win tomorrow, but we're a good football team. Yes, we had the Detroit Lions on the ropes. We're supposed to. We're a good football team. Don't let that idiocy that people like Shady McCoy and Nick Wright and Stephen A. Smith and Rex Rhines. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into that idiocy. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into the idiocy. We're a good football team, so of course we had the Detroit Lions on the ropes. We're a good football team. We should beat the Detroit Lions. But I got Detroit winning 31-17. I don't think it's going to be a close game in no stretch of the game. I think the Lions go out to like a 2-possession, 3-possession lead, and watch them make some plays here and there. I got them winning 31-17. On Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles host the Los Angeles Rams. I think that the Eagles are a better football team. I do. But I think the Rams are going to win. I got the Rams winning 27-24. Defeating the Philadelphia Eagles, which means I have that the Rams and Matt Stafford goes to Detroit in the NFC Championship game. And both Matt Stafford and Jared Goff have to go up against the teams that drafted them. Remember, these are two former number 1 overall picks. These two teams drafted them. Goff was drafted by the Rams. Stafford was drafted by the Detroit Lions. Both number 1 overall picks. I think 8-year difference? Yeah, exactly. It was 8-year difference. One was drafted. No, Stafford was drafted in 2009. Stafford was drafted in 2009, and Goff was drafted in 2016. So it's not 8-year difference. So two former number 1 overall picks for the opposing teams, playing on the opposing teams, and in the city of Detroit, where Stafford is loved in Detroit, won't be loved 2 weeks or a week from now when he has to go in there as the opposing team, and he's the one who's standing in the way of the Detroit Lions making their first. Think about this. Matt Stafford, who was drafted to get the Detroit Lions to their very first Super Bowl, will be the quarterback standing in the way of the Detroit Lions getting to their first Super Bowl, and vice versa. Jared Goff will be the quarterback that will be stopping his former head coach and his former team from getting to the Super Bowl as well. So again, beautiful story, but that's what I have. I have the Los Angeles Rams defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-24, and we will have an NFC Championship game of the Detroit Lions hosting the Los Angeles Rams. The next game, AFC, Buffalo Bills going up against the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. 2-time league MVP, should win his 3rd MVP this season versus the guy who is more than likely the front runner and the guy who more than likely will win the MVP in Josh Allen. Both of them trying to get to their 2nd ever AFC Championship game and potentially get to their 1st ever Super Bowl. I have the Buffalo Bills winning 24-20. I just think the Buffalo Bills. I just think the Buffalo Bills will go out there and win that game 24-20. The Ravens. I really don't have anything really to say. I just think that the Buffalo Bills will go out there and win. So I have the Detroit Lions beating the Washington Commanders 31-17. I have the I have the Los Angeles Rams defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-24, and I have the Buffalo Bills defeating the Baltimore Ravens 24-20. So I have the Detroit Lions hosting the Rams in the hosting the Rams in the AFC in the NFC Championship game, and I have the Buffalo Bills. Now, will the Buffalo Bills be hosting, or will they be going on the road in the AFC Championship game? I do have the Buffalo Bills going to the AFC Championship game. So, um, hey, shout out to that boy Chris for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. There you go. I don't know why I keep doing that. Shout out to boy Chris for super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Hutchinson or Woods, who will step up? No, who will step up? Shout out to that boy Chris for super chat love. I mean, Woods is reliable, but Woods ain't playing. I think Woods ain't practiced none this week, so I don't expect Robert Woods to play in this game. I know somebody mentioned this earlier about it being the same team. This is the same team. Like the Texans are on the exact same spot. Because somebody asked me earlier today, what do I feel about the Texans now going forward? And I said, ask me tomorrow around 7 o'clock tomorrow. So basically, ask me tomorrow while I'm going live. Like while I'm going live tomorrow. So if y'all remember, I will be going live immediately after the game tomorrow. So make sure y'all be tuned in to after the game. Cause I will be going live after the game tomorrow. Ask me in the chat. Ask me after the game, how do I feel? Because I think things could be changed. Because again, the story is still ongoing right now. So ask me tomorrow. Because no matter what happens tomorrow, win, lose, or draw, no matter what happens tomorrow, I will have a feeling about the team, and I need to know because as it stands right now, the reason why I can't answer right now, because right now the Texans are in the exact same situation that they were in last year. The exact same situation. The only thing that's really different, honestly, is that this is a better defense. Like we're a more healthier, better defense. Like last year when we went to Baltimore last year, talking about Will Anderson wasn't 100%, and Jonathan Gennard didn't play. Will Anderson is playing close to 100% as you could be, and now instead of Jonathan Gennard not playing or not playing, you have Danielle Hunter on the opposite side. You have two guys that both have double-digit sacks. You have Stingley, who's a better version of himself last year. Stingley was Defensive Player of the Month last year in the month of December, so he was going on the roll last year towards the end of the season. He's a better version of what he was last year. He's a Pro Bowler. He's an All Pro. He's completely healthy. He's played the entirety of the season. Last year he missed 7-8 games. This year he's played the entire season. And then you also on the opposite side, you don't have a 75-year-old Jimmy Nelson or Steven Nelson. You don't have a 75-year-old Steve Nelson. You have a young upstart and cornerback in Kamari Lassiter, who by his own right, by his own metric, has shown you by his own accord that he's that dude opposite. Again, obviously, Stingley is definitely the best corner on the team, but he's shown you that, hey, he can hold his own on that outside, and that he can hold his own on that outside, that he's not no slouch out there. Now, again, I know we missing people like Jalen Petrie, missing people like Jimmy Ward. I understand that, but I do think that missing Will Anderson and not having Jonathan Gennard and also Christian Harris leaving the game is different than Jimmy Ward and what you call it again. We're more healthier completely than we were last year at this time, and it's a better defense. Offensively, it's the same. I mean, you went to that game last year, and you went to that playoff game last year with your number one target. You went to that game last year with your number one target being Nico Collins. Your number one target, Nico Collins. You went to that game last year with your second receiver, I think, being Robert Woods, And now I think it's going to be like Hutchie, Xavier Hutchinson and Mechie. Which again, like I said last week, I'm done with the Mechie experiment. Please stop throwing the football to Mechie. But as of right now, you're gonna have to throw the football. You're gonna have to throw the football to Mechie. And this also just shows you also. 'Cause I didn't get a chance because I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to do a video about it, about the whole Deontay Johnson situation. This shows you exactly what they felt about Deontay Johnson to be in this situation, because when they cut Deontay Johnson earlier this week, they knew that Robert Woods, at the very least, had a chance that he might not play. They might not be completely know that he not play. They knew at the very least there was a chance that he was not going to play, and they still decided to cut him. They seen Mechie fumble the football. They see Mechie drop catches. They see Mechie not run the right route and almost cause an interception. They still decide to waive Deontay Johnson. They see that Kay Stover is now on injured reserve and got to have surgery and won't be able to play. So that's another less weapon for CJ Stroud to throw to. And they still decided to let go and cut Deontay Johnson. This shows you exactly what they felt and how they felt about Deontay Johnson. Like, the fact of the matter is that you could be in a playoff game, your team win 32-12 at home. You about to play another brand of football, another game of football, and you up here pouting in the locker room. You upset and you mad because you didn't get the football thrown your way. You didn't get the looks that you thought you was gonna get. You didn't get the pass you thought you was gonna get, and you upset about it to the fact that Aziz and Joe Mixon had to come and try to calm you down and chill you out because how upset you was. Man, get off my team with that, bro. Like, get off my, like, I mean, you in the playoffs. Like, bro, you are in the playoffs right now. You have been given the opportunity to be in the playoffs and win playoff games. You could be like Shady McCoy and get a cheap ass ring and be walking around saying you're a Super Bowl champion with doing absolutely nothing. And the thing is, the difference is, bruh, this team is hurting their receiver. You more than likely would have been the second option. Especially now seeing what's going on with Robert Woods. Your time was coming, bruh. You was going to get your opportunity, bruh. You didn't have to walk around pouting and crying and being upset. All you do is keep it playing. All you do is have to keep it peace. Just chill. You was going to get your opportunity. It was going to happen. It was going to happen this week on this big stage, the divisional round against Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions. It was about to happen. You could have been the hero of the story, bruh. And you let your weak ass attitude cost you that? You want to pout and be all mad and be upset? I didn't get the win, but I was open, only had one turkey and one kid. Bruh. Are you serious? Is that how weak-minded you is? That's really how weak-minded you is. I mean, because we were talking about it in the Twitter Spaces about 2 weeks ago. And we were talking about potential what's going to happen going forward when it comes to the team. And we were talking about maybe even bringing back Stephon Diggs, trading for Garrett Wilson, all these other type of things. And people keep always bringing up, well, hey, don't forget, we got DJ. We got DJ. Who is DJ? Deontay Johnson. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, he was such a non-factor to me because I didn't think that he was going to be on this team past this playoff run. Unless we went on this big run and went to the Super Bowl, and he was a contributing factor because of the receiving room, and he was out here making catches in the Super Bowl, catches in the AFC Championship game, things like that, Super Bowl touchdown, things of that nature. Unless things like that happen, unless the best things that could have possibly happened for him would have happened, I didn't have him factor into the moves going forward because of what he's shown. Y'all know that Buddy been on 3 teams in 2 months. From November into January, which is 2 months. November, December is 2 months. He was on 3 different teams. Carolina Panthers. He was traded to the Ravens. Then was cut by the Ravens and picked up by the Houston Texans. after the Kansas City Chiefs game. So in 3 months, 2 months rather, play on 3 teams. Now he's back with the Ravens, and the Ravens probably just picked him up because he's like his contract is done at the end of the year. So because he can't play, he's not because he was picked up in the middle of the playoffs on waves or whatever how it is. He's not able to play. He's not gonna be able to play in any playoff game. So again, they just picked him up, and then if he gets signed to another team, they're gonna get like a compensatory pick. That's the only reason why they picked him up. They didn't pick him up because they want. They picked him up because they're like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and give him a flyer and hey let's go ahead and sign him because especially he can't play, so we ain't got to worry about him not playing. We ain't got to worry about like deactivating him, or we ain't got to worry about all that type of stuff that he's like legitimately can't play. Like the NFL rules state that he can't play because of when we picked him up. So he's he's not gonna be able to play where he's definitely gonna be known. Like, so we ain't gotta worry about his attitude. We ain't gotta worry about none of that. He's just on our roster. We just got him signed, and when he's a free agent, if somebody signs him, we'll get like a 7th round or 5th round or whatever compensatory pick, and that just helps us as far as load up more talent or potentially use that into a trade to maybe possibly move up in the draft and things like that. Just like playing 3D checkers, not chess type situation. Um, and that right there shows you because of either that and because of the injuries that you had at the receiver position that Nick Casario and D'Amico Ryans didn't want him nowhere on this roster. And if D'Amico Ryans don't want you on this roster, that's the biggest tell. Because again, if D'Amico Ryans would have wanted him here, or be like, no, he's cool, we just keep in the background, he would still be here. And the fact of that, obviously, we know Tank Dell is gone. We know Diggs is gone. Both of those guys are gone for the year. And now it looks like Xavier, Robert Woods is not playing. Look like Robert Woods is not playing, and your options are now Nico Collins, Xavier Hutchinson, and Mechie. And they decided that you're not worth the headache. That's the biggest tell of everything, bro. Like square business, that's the biggest tell of everything. And that right there really tells me that you ain't nothing. That your attitude ain't nothing. That is what really that tells me right there and then that your attitude is just straight garbage, grade A trash, grade A garbage. That's what your attitude is that you can't make it work with CJ Stroud. You can't make it work with D'Amico Ryans. You can't make it work with these guys and the situation that they're in receiver. They don't even want to make it work with you. That right there tells me all what they gotta tell me. That tells me all what they gotta tell me. He's absolutely a crash out. That's what he is. Like, bro, you were on the two of the most stable organizations in the NFL. Like, that's part of Pittsburgh problem why they can't get no damn quarterback now because they too damn stable. They are so stable they can't even be trash enough to get a good quarterback. That's how stable that organization is in Pittsburgh. They're so stable that they cannot even be they're too stable that they can't be bad enough to get a good franchise quarterback. You ain't making it work with them. And again, they've had AB, they've had AB, they've had Juju, they've had who else? Mike Wallace. They've had receivers. They had Claypool. They've had other receivers that go out there. They've had other receivers that be doing weird stuff, but they last over there. Now maybe Claypool. Claypool was the one that ain't. Claypool, the other one that ain't last. Claypool actually lasted less than you did. So there's that. But you move on from Pittsburgh and go Carolina. Anywhere in Carolina, I kind of get that, you know what I'm saying? I kind of get that. But then you go to the Baltimore Ravens, which is the other most stable franchise in the NFL. Probably more stable than Pittsburgh, to be honest with you, because they're always good and they find quarterback. So that is the most stable franchise in the NFL in the last 30 years. is the Baltimore Ravens. If you want to keep it all the way a buck and a quarter, they're they're the most stable franchise in the NFL in the last 20 plus years. Even more so than the Patriots. They're the most stable franchise. And you can't make it work with them. With a two-time league MVP playing his best football this season, a guy who threw for over 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns and only had 4 turnovers, or 4 interceptions rather, and you can't make it work with them, a Super Bowl champion head coach in Harbaugh, and you couldn't make it work with them either, to the point that you got cut. I knew then that he wasn't going to last long. That's when he got cut from the Ravens. I'm like, yeah, even if we get him, I understand we got to get him, because I appreciate making the move because of the whole Tank Dell situation. I understand that. I get that. I appreciate that, honestly. Thank you, Nick Casario, for doing that. I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you for doing that. But I knew it wasn't going to last long. I knew it wasn't going to last past the playoffs unless he go out there and just ball in the playoffs and like, hey, we going to need to keep this kid around. So you ain't make it work there. And then you appear with CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, and all the situations that we have regarding the receiving position, and you still can't make it work. Bruh, you lucky to be still in the NFL. You lucky that the Ravens picked you up. You lucky to still be in the NFL. You're lucky to still be in the NFL. And you just pissed away an opportunity. For any, like you both times you pissed away opportunity twice in Baltimore and in Houston, but to potentially be on a actual Super Bowl roster and be a contributor to a Super Bowl team, especially here in Houston, if the Texans go on and do some things, because at least in Houston, you have a chance to actually really be a main factor, especially after what you just seen last week. That's another reason why I was stupid for you to pout. You see how Messi was playing? You see how he was dropping passes? Hutchins only had one catch his damn self. You see, you should be like, oh, hey, especially since, again, if we were losing that, but hey, man, I'm sure gonna get my opportunity next week, boy. I'm gonna give me opportunity next week, but I'm gonna be texting CJ all week, like, hey, CJ, what's this? Like, I'm gonna be making sure that they know. I'm gonna make sure I'm around. I'm going to find my way to make sure that they gonna put me on the football field, and they gonna give me the plays that I know, and we gonna make it work. And then like his homeboy trying to do his best Quincy Avery impression and want to send out a tweet of him doing all these routes, and you don't see nothing else in the route. All you see is him making the move, and you got dumb people in the comments talking about, man, CJ just don't know how to give him the football. Like, what's going on? I mean, CJ just really ruining everybody's career. Like, what's going on? Like he was wide open on every play. Like, why is not throwing the football? We don't know what was going on that play. We don't know if because we don't see CJ in the play. We don't know if Nico got the ball. We don't know if it was a run play and they just use him to run the defender out of the play. We don't know what. We don't have any context to any of those plays. We don't have any context to any of those plays. But you're going to post out there to get those people talking. Like I said earlier about mentions and stuff like that. That's all that is, to generate that engagement. That's all that is. That's all it is. And you're not fooling nobody but the people who you think you're fooling. I mean, the people that you are fooling, but you really ain't fooling nobody. You may have been fooled some little clowns here and there, some little cronies here and there, but you ain't fooling nobody that's for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? You really not. So pipe down, little bruh. Chill out. Pipe down, little bruh. Chill out. Now, I just said I didn't want to get to talking about the game, and before I got to that, but so like I said, because I haven't done my prediction yet. The Texans go up in the Arrowhead. Texans, this is the Texans. What, they won 8? We've won 8 division titles. So, but this is our 6th time going to. This is our 6th time playing a divisional game. Texans 0-5 in the division. It's our 6th divisional game. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 6-0 in the division games. This is the 7th game. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, 8.5 point underdog, Chiefs defending champions, all that type of stuff. Again, it was a close game up into the Tank Dell injury, and a game that had a lot of bad, even with those bad calls. Like, I mean, which should have been a fumble touchdown, got not only got reversed as an incomplete pass, they also tacked on a penalty. They all the phantom call they called on Tank Dell, the phantom call that they called on Stingley and stuff like that. The non call that they didn't call on the rub route when Sting got pushed out the way and Xavier Worthy caught for first down, and they didn't call offensive pass interference on that. So just bad play calls. But yeah, there's a TikTok going around. You can see it that their ball boy calls the timeout for Andy Reid. Like the ball boy runs to the referee, calls the timeout. The referee calls the timeout, and then it shows Andy Reid while on the field acting like he called a timeout when the ball boy ran and called a timeout. Only person who could call a timeout is the quarterback and the head coach. Can't nobody else call a timeout. But this ball boy who's not even on the team called the timeout. Like, it is what it is. But again, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. We can do whatever. You know why? Because it's Kansas City. Anyway, but all in all, I keep it all the way. I have this game again because Kansas City has yet to score 30 points this season. I don't have them scoring 30 points this season. Kansas City Chiefs have been in every single game pretty much, outside some games here and there, have been one possession games. They're going to be in another one possession game, another one score, one possession game. I have the game 24-23, Houston Texans. I have the Houston Texans defeating the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead in the divisional round, 24-23. I have CJ throwing 2 touchdowns. I have Joe Mixon running for a touchdown. I have Patrick Mahomes throwing his first ever interception in the divisional round. And I have Patrick Mahomes getting sacked 3 times. I have Will Anderson getting a sack. I have Danielle Hunter getting another sack. And I have one of our DBs or linebackers getting the 3rd sack. No, yeah. And then I have All-Pro Derek Stingley ending and sealing the game with a game interception. I have the Chiefs up 23-17. CJ throws a game time touchdown. CJ throws a game time yeah. CJ throws a game time touchdown with less than 2 minutes left to go in the game. Fairbairn kicks the extra point to go up by 1. Everybody saying it's too much time for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And Patrick Mahomes starts the drive, but he makes a mistake and looks and throws in 24's direction because he has Darius Stingley in the trail position, just like when through a touch, when just like how Tua threw the Tyreek Hill, the interception that ended the game, the exact same way. He has Xavier Worthy. He thinks he has Xavier Worthy open. He throws to Xavier Worthy, and Stingley goes out there and gets the game ending interception and sends the Houston Texans to the AFC Championship game for the first time in the franchise history and sends Kansas City home the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era in the divisional round. And that has the Houston Texans going up to Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. And that way we could stop talking about 24-0 and potentially we could stop talking about 31-3. Even though nobody really talks about 31-3. But I don't want to hear nothing about 31-3 either. So that's what is going to happen tomorrow. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. The Houston Texans defeat Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in the divisional round, 24-23. And the Houston Texans save football fans across America from the Kansas City Chiefs getting a three-peat. Because I think that, of all the things, is going to stop the Kansas City Chiefs the most. Because the team has never, 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 never three-peated. Team hasn't even got to an opportunity to three-peat. The Texans will make sure that the Kansas City Chiefs don't get to that point of a three-peat. Very wishful thinking, but I'm right with you. 210%. Hey, man, this is not wishful thinking. This is what it is. And what is 31-13? The Oilers were up on Buffalo 31-13. I think in 91. Yeah, 91. It was the 91 playoffs. I think that was a divisional round too. That was the divisional round. They was up 31-3 at halftime against the They was up 31-3 against the at halftime against the Buffalo Bills, and they lost in overtime to the Buffalo Bills. That's 31-3. Which I actually think is actually worse. Me personally, I think that's actually worse than 24-0 because we was up 24-0, but that was 24-0 in the fourth quarter. Like at halftime, the Texans were down. Like Texans were down 28-24 at halftime. Like what? Like the Chiefs came back. The Chiefs came back at the Chiefs came back at before halftime. They got their favorite ref tomorrow too. That's fine. I mean, they were always gonna have that. They were always gonna have their they were always gonna have their favorite ref. All their refs are their favorite refs. I don't care that that's their favorite refs. It ain't that no team has ever three-peated in the Kansas City Chiefs and passed by. Again, if football was so rigged, why would they let Patrick Mahomes? Let's talk about this. Why would they let Patrick Mahomes, a kid from Texas, they played at Texas Tech? Look, I'm a Texas Tech fan. A kid that played at Texas Tech. Why would they let him three-peat? Like, if anybody three-peat, they should let Tom Brady three-peat. Like, no, if anybody they was gonna let three-peat, it would have been Peyton. Like, let's be honest. If they were gonna let anybody three-peat, they would have let Peyton three-peat. And the thing about this, they actually had an opportunity for Tom Brady three-peat. You know, Tom Brady went to 3 straight Super Bowls. He beat the Falcons in 2016. He lost to Philly in 2017, and then beat the Rams in 2018. He should have three-peated. He should have three-peated and beat Philly. That would have been the perfect three-peat right there. That would have been the perfect three-peat right there. That would have been the perfect three-peat right there. But they didn't let that happen. That would have been the perfect three-peat right there. And they didn't want that to be the three-peat. That would have been the perfect one. That would have been the perfect three-peat right then and there. Right there. That would have been the perfect three-peat. Absolutely. That absolutely would have been and should have been the perfect three-peat. But they didn't do it. The Buffalo Bills with the 4 straight Super Bowls. Now they lost all 4 of them, and 2 of them were against the Dallas Cowboys. One was against the Giants, and the other one was against Washington. So there is that. So they were going up against historical franchises. So there is that. But I mean, again, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And the Houston Texans will go out there and defeat Kansas City because one, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're poised to lose. We can sit up and talk about all the stuff that they're poised to do. Again, every time somebody tells somebody, like you ever watch a game and they be like, "Oh, this quarterback hasn't thrown an interception in 500 attempts," or "This quarterback hasn't thrown an interception all season long," or "This quarterback has thrown 55 straight completions." Every time they say that, what happens the very next play? interception or incompletion. Like if they say that they've thrown this many attempts in the game, ain't thrown incompletion, the next play incompletion. And if they say that they haven't thrown an interception all season long, or they haven't thrown an interception in this amount of snaps, or they never threw an interception versus a divisional opponent, or they never threw an interception at home, or never threw an interception on the road, the first thing that happens on the next pass attempt, interception. So since you're telling me that Mahomes has never thrown an interception in a divisional round playoff game, interception. You tell me Mahomes has never turned the football over in a divisional round playoff game. What's going to happen? Turnover. You telling me Mahomes has never lost a divisional round playoff game. What's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? A loss. A loss. Come on. Come on, bro. Come on. Again, looking at what I said earlier, Mark Sanchez, the New York Jets, lost 45-3. Lost 45-3 against the New England Patriots. In division round, they went up to Foxborough and won 24-20. Mark Sanchez was what? Second year in the league. Joe Burrow in 2021 was the 4 seed, winning the AFC North. They hosted the Las Vegas Raiders, beat them. Went on the road to the number 1 seed, Tennessee, beat them. Went on the road to the number 2 seed, Kansas City Chiefs, beat them in overtime. Went to the Super Bowl, and they lost to the Los Angeles Rams. But 4 seed beat the number 5 seed, then went on the road and beat the number 1 seed. Went on the road again, beat the number 2 seed. What did I say? Who I say win tomorrow? On Saturday, the Buffalo Bills. What seed are they? 2 seed. 2021. What year was Joe Burrow in? Year 2. What was the Buffalo Bills? What was the Cincinnati Bengals record that year? 10-7. What's the Houston Texans record this year? 10-7. The Texans win the AFC South? They did. Did the Texans were the 4 seed? They are. What year is CJ Stroud in? Year 2. So I think there are some parallels. Oh, and also you still got Joe Mixon, all these type of things. None of us want to watch the Texans losing the ball. We're not even getting that far yet. We're just going to start with tomorrow. We on the script now, finally. Yeah, and I think with us tomorrow was like really, like I said last week, the game plan again, especially with the receiver situation, is we're going to use the short passing game as a running game. I think that you got to pull out all the stops. We're going to throw the football to Joe Mixon. Like we got to use Joe Mixon in the passing game. We got to throw the football to him. We can't just go depend on him to run the football. We got to be able to throw screens and things like that. Be able to use Joe Mixon. Most him out the backfield, most him out wide, and be able just to utilize him in the passing game for those quick short yards. Again, we need to be in second and medium, third and short. We don't need to be behind the sticks. We don't need to be in second and 9, third and 8. That's not a recipe to win, especially against Kansas City. Against that, they do have a good defense. We need to be in second and 5, third and 3. those the type of things. Because again, like I said last week, you in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches, the entire playbook is open. You can pretty much use any play you want to. You 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 15, 2nd and 12. You in things like that, you're minimized and limited of what you can do offensively from a game plan standpoint. You can only do so much. You can only do so much. Like you can only do so much. Over 9,000. What? 9,000? Oh man. Hey man. Shout out that boy Swisher. Shout out that boy Vegeta. Shout out that boy Vegeta. Over 9,000. But yeah, but yeah, uh, but yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta use the short passing game, and you gotta be able to put your team in short down the distances, and be able to have sustained long drives, and be able to one sustain long drives, make that defense tired. Also, make Patrick and that offense that is not the same Patrick Mahomes offense and injury offense that we've seen in the previous Super Bowl runs. Make that offense cold. Make them cold. Don't make them cold. Keep them on the sideline and make them cold. Again, we're talking about smaller receivers too. We're not talking about again. We're talking about we're talking about Hollywood Brown, and we're talking about Xavier Worthy, like guys who played at Oklahoma and at University of Texas. Xavier Worthy is from California. I forgot where Hollywood is from, but Hollywood was just in Arizona. Now he was in Baltimore. Hollywood was in Baltimore, but he also played Oklahoma, and then last year played Arizona. So we're talking about guys who've been playing in a lot of warm weather as far as receivers. They like again like what you call it was in KC for a while. Like Tyreek Hill was in KC for a while and was used to KC. These guys ain't used to KC. So Hopkins, same thing from Clemson, played at UT. I mean, played at Clemson, played in Houston, then played in Arizona. Like, come on now, come on y'all, come on y'all. I feel like the Texans have a opportunity to do something. Obviously, they definitely do have an opportunity of doing something that they've never done before, and I believe that they will do something they never done before. I'm not gonna lie to y'all because people been asking me all week about the game. I kind of scary though. I feel very good about this game. I really truly do. I feel very good. Hollywood from Florida, I appreciate. Yes, even worse, he's from Florida. Appreciate you. Uh, I feel very good about this game. I feel very good about this football game tomorrow. I really, truly, honestly do. I feel very good about this football game tomorrow. I feel like I say, and that's kind of scary that I feel so good about this game. I feel good about this game tomorrow. I really, truly do. And like I said earlier, like when someone asked me about like what do I think about the team, I feel like we're in the same spot that we in. I feel like our defense is better. I feel like our offense is pretty much the same. And I feel that's why I say wait till tomorrow, and I'll tell you how I really feel. Because tomorrow's gonna like, no matter what happens tomorrow, I'm gonna have an opinion about how I feel about this team. But as it stands right now, I feel real good about this team today, right now in this moment, and I feel real good about tomorrow. I feel very good about tomorrow actually. That I feel real good about this game tomorrow. I really do. And I was like, I have the Houston Texans winning 24-23. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a game that's gonna be close because that's what the Texans do, that's what Kansas City does. But we are going to be able to help out the NFL and be able to win this game. Like I said, what we're going to have to do, put pressure on Mahomes. Like, hey, Will and Daniil, hey, listen here. I need y'all to go out there and hit this quarterback. Like square business. I need y'all to go out there and hit this quarterback. Aziz, I need you to go out there and hit this quarterback. See Harris, I need you to go out there and hit this quarterback. I need y'all to go out there and make sure that he feels that it's below 20 degrees. It's supposed to be 28 degrees. He needs to feel that. He don't need to be warm on the sideline. He needs to feel that it's cold out there. He needs to feel, when you get cold, it starts having aches and stuff like that, and you get hit, and that be hurting. That's what needs to happen. He needs to feel that. Y'all need you to go out there and hit this quarterback. Put him on the ground and hit the quarterback. Make some fumbles, get some turnovers, things of that nature. That's what needs to happen. We need to stop playing all soft and play real big boy football. That's what we need to do. Again, we can't go out there, hey, scared money don't make no money. We gonna go out there and make some money and make this happen right here. Straight up, square business. Like real talk. Stingley and Lasser, I need y'all to take the football away, bro. I need y'all to make sure that these receivers don't catch anything. We're talking about Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. Like, come on. Who is Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown? We talk about Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. They got D-Hop, but let's keep it all the way $1 in the quarter. D-Hop's best days was inside NRG Stadium when he had on deep steel blue, battle red, Liberty white. That's the best days of Hopkins. He had one good year in Arizona. We get that. But that ain't the same Hopkins. Travis Kelce ain't the same Travis Kelce. He's really not. So defensively, we should have the advantage to their offense. I understand they got number 15, Patrick Mahomes. And right now, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. But this ain't his best season. By far, this is easily his worst season. Make sure that continues tomorrow inside Arrowhead Stadium. Hey, CJ, the last time you was inside Arrowhead, before that Tank Dell injury, you was out of the sophomore slump. You was making some throws. The touchdown you threw the Tank was a dime. That touchdown was on money. It was on a rope. It was a perfect throw. It was on a dime. I know, unfortunately, it resulted into Tank Dell's injury that ended him for the season, and that's unfortunate circumstances. But you was out there carving up the defense. Money. I need that back. I need that. After this whole fumble snap last week, you was in your mode. I really think the mode really came from after you hit that 27-yard scramble and you start hitting your chest. That's when I'm like, okay, hey, there you go. There he at. There he is. That's what I need. So I need you to utilize your legs tomorrow. Hey, this is like the Georgia game when you was in Ohio State, the Peach Bowl, whatever bowl it was, in the college football playoffs. It's like that. Hey, bro, it's win or go home. It's win or go home. I don't need all these long developing plays, and I need to do 20-step dropbacks and look for Nico to break out 20 yards. None of that. Hey, bro, if it ain't there, take them legs and get the first down. Get extra yards. We cannot be behind the sticks. None. No sacks should be allowed. No sacks are acceptable. You can get the first down, run and get that first down, and live to play another drive. Live to play another play. Don't play hero ball. Don't try to force something that ain't there. Don't put all that pressure. Just go out there and apply the pressure. Don't allow the pressure to apply you. You apply the pressure to it. So what you need to go out there and do, utilize some legs, get first downs, get yourself in the field goal range, things of that nature. Put points on the board at all costs. Put points on the board. Every time we have the football in our possession, we need to score. Points at a premium. Don't allow them to score. Don't give them extra possessions. If anything, defensively, we need to take possession away from them. Hey, Bobby, don't be calling on them bull plays, bro. I know a lot of us be wanting you to go, and it is what it is. We hope you get the job with the Jets or maybe a mutual part on the way. It is what it is. I don't need no funny business tomorrow. Don't try to win a coaching job on one play. I don't need no funny business tomorrow. I don't need no halfback passes, no trick stuff like that. No, we don't. No, 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 no. No. This ain't the time for that. You tried that in the preseason when it didn't matter. This ain't the time for that right now. We don't need no extra gimmicky stuff right there. We need legitimate plays. I hope that you called up Gary Kubiak. If you want to run this real Kubiak Shanahan offense, hopefully you went out there and you called the real guy who actually drummed this stuff up. And not just what you learned from Kyle Shanahan up in San Francisco. Talk to the real mastermind behind it, Gary Kubiak, or the other mastermind, not Kyle Shanahan, but Mike Shanahan. I hope you talked to one of them. That's what I hope you did. That's what I hope you did. I hope you talked to one of them. You was able to get one of them able to understand the actual real utilization of the playbook and understand exactly how to do stuff. That's what I want you to hope that you was able to do that. But don't call no gimmicky plays tomorrow. Don't do that. This is not the time for all that right now. It's not the time to do that. Call legitimate plays. Hey, utilize the short passing game. Utilize the short passing game. Use not screens, but use crossers and things like that. Get Nico the football early and often. Don't sit up here and do 20-step dropbacks and have Nico going deep the whole game. Don't do all that. Get the football to Nico quickly so he's able to get your quarterback CJ in the rhythm. Utilize Joe Mixon in the passing game, not just in the running game. Utilize him also in the passing game, able to get him the football quick and fast, and let's move this football up and down the field. Up and down the field. DeMeco Ryans, I need you to be in the game. I need you to be engaged. So when it's time to call a timeout, call a timeout. When it's time to pull out the red challenge flag, pull out the red challenge flag. Now, I need you to be engaging. I need you to know what's going on both offensive and defense. Don't just be focused on the defense. I know you're a defensive coordinator, but don't be completely focused only on the defense. I need you to be engaged with Bobby Slowick and know what's going on with the offense as well, bro. I need you to know what's going on. Again, this is a single elimination type atmosphere. This is it. It's either you win or you come back to NRG and you clean out your lockers and you're getting ready for the all season. We're not ready to do that just yet. We're not ready to do that just yet. We are not ready to do that just yet. We are ready to continue to go and do something that this franchise has never done before. Something that this city has never done before. Again, the Houston Oilers have been to 2 AFC Championship games, and now it's back in the 70s. We are trying to do something that this franchise right here has never done before. We have never won a playoff game on the road, and we have never, ever been to a division. We have never been to an AFC Championship game ever. We have an opportunity to destroy that in that tomorrow. We have the opportunity, right, to win a playoff game on the road and to also be able to go to our first ever AFC Championship game and also have the opportunity and giving the team, the organization, the city opportunity to go to its very first ever Super Bowl in the history of the city of Houston. That's what we have an opportunity to do, and I need you to actually go out there and cash in this opportunity. Like I said earlier, scared money don't make no money. So I need you to go out there and make some money. This is CJ Stroud's second year in the league, so I need you to go out there. This is CJ Stroud's second year in the league, so I need you to go out there and handle business. Square business. I need you to go out there and handle business, square business. That's what I need you to go out there and do. It's just plain and simple. Point blank, go out there and handle your business. Go out there and handle your business. Just go out there and handle your business. Go out there and do what you got to do. If you play football the way that we know for y'all to play football, that's the reason why we had all those high expectations coming in. It wasn't just because we signed and signed Joe Mixon and traded for Stephon Diggs. It wasn't because of that. We had these expectations because of what we seen last year, and we was building upon that. I need you to not make us look foolish. I need you to go out there and continue what you were doing because, again, you got people out there that may be saying that CJ is not that dude or whatever. You got people out there talking about Jalen Daniels, that maybe Jalen Daniels is the person going to take over the NFL, all these different type of things. When just a quick 6 months, 12 months ago, all that attention was given to CJ Stroud. I need you to go back and get that. And again, CJ, open the door and allow that type of stuff to happen. I need you to go out there and make sure that they remember what we were doing last year and remember who this Houston Texans team really is and how people felt about the Houston Texans going into this season. I need y'all to make everybody remember just that quickly. I really do. Hey man, I appreciate everybody that came through here, man. Definitely appreciate all the love, man. And I appreciate if you hit the like button already, man. I appreciate you hitting that like button. Definitely appreciate that. But if you haven't hit the like button, I'm gonna give y'all a chance right now to hit the like button. So if you ain't hit the like button right now, go ahead and hit the like button. I'm gonna give y'all time. So if you ain't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button right now. I'm gonna give y'all some time. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit the like button. I'm gonna give y'all some time. Hit the like button. Already. Appreciate everybody that came through here. Like I said, man. Hey, shout out to that boy Chris for the super chat love. Man, if you hit the super chat love, definitely appreciate that. Like I said, if you hit the like button, thank you for hitting the like button. Appreciate everybody that came through here. Definitely appreciate everybody that came through here. Definitely appreciate everybody hit the like button. Everybody came through here. Don't forget, I will be here right here immediately after the game tomorrow. Immediately after the game tomorrow right here. We're gonna talk about and we're gonna break down what we just seen. Good, bad, and different. How we feeling? Hey, are we preparing for our franchise's first ever AFC championship game? Or have things happened the way things normally happen in a Houston Texans playoff game? We're gonna talk about that. So hey, make sure y'all be on the lookout for this. Be right here immediately after the game tomorrow. I don't hear no excuses. After the game tomorrow, pull up on your boy. Again, I have the Houston Texans winning 24-23. I have the Detroit Lions winning 34. I'm sorry. I have the Detroit Lions tomorrow winning 31-17 versus the Washington Commanders. I have the LA Rams beating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-24. I have the Buffalo Bills beating the Baltimore Ravens 24-20. And I have our Houston Texans defeating the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead 24 to 23. I have CJ Stroud throwing for over 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. I have Nico Collins getting over 100 yards in the touchdown. I have Joe Mixon. I have Joe Mixon getting 2 touchdowns. I have Joe Mixon getting a touchdown in the air, and I also have Joe Mixon getting a touchdown on the ground. I have Joe Mixon catching possibly around 45 to 50 yards in the air. And I also have Joe Mixon rushing for 100 yards as well in the game. And I said, have Joe Mixon also rushing for 100 yards as well in the game. I have your cornerback, All Pro Derek Stingley, getting the game sealing interception on Patrick Mahomes, giving Patrick Mahomes his first ever interception in the divisional round, and also giving Patrick Mahomes his first ever loss in the division round as well. So make sure y'all pull up tomorrow immediately after the game, and we could talk about it. We could chop it up and talk about exactly how this game is, and exactly about your Houston Texans going to their very first ever AFC Championship game, and also how CJ Stroud is the best quarterback in Texans franchise history. Because I don't want to hear no more about any former Houston Texan quarterbacks on social media. Because people be talking about former Houston Texan quarterbacks all season long. CJ Stroud is the only one that has multiple playoff wins. All of them have had opportunity for multiple playoff wins. They all had opportunity to play more than one playoff game, and yet they've only got one win. And one of them, the one that they constantly talk about the most, had 3 playoff opportunities and only won once. CJ has played in 3 playoff games and has won twice and has the opportunity to win his third one in 4 games tomorrow. And I believe and think that he will win his third playoff game and en route to put his franchise, his team, his franchise, his city in a position that they have never been in before and go to an AFC championship game. And again, it might be 20 below or 20, whatever, 28, 29, whatever degrees is, that cold air and stuff to me and to the Houston Texans don't matter. They're gonna go out there and make it do what it do. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna get the dub, they're gonna get the win. Hey, we all gonna be cheering them on. We're gonna be excited and we're gonna be ecstatic that the Houston Texans are in the AFC Championship game for the first time in their franchise history. So again, like I said, I have the Houston Texans defeating the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I do. So hey, I got it again, and like I said, y'all, don't be going flooding them people comments and mentions. Cause that's exactly what they want. They gonna be loving it. Even though y'all gonna be clowning them and talking about all the memes and all that type of goofy stuff like that. Y'all gonna be doing all that type of stuff. Y'all not hurting them. Y'all really helping them. Cause then people, they gonna take that and they're gonna flip it around and go hand it to their bosses and show all that engagement. And they gonna get paid. And then they gonna constantly be on TV. But if you want that to fuel you for more victories, it is what it is. I ain't tripping with that. But hey, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all share this video. Hey, click that bell to get more videos. Make sure y'all subscribe. If y'all not subscribed, that's one thing I'm tripping. Hey, if y'all not subscribing, hey, make sure y'all subscribe to your boy channel already.